Hey there, it's Jeff with Terrain 4x4 Adventures. Look who I ran into.
Hey y'all.
Brian Whitten and his legendary Winnebago Revel. I think this is one of the most outfitted Revel. Brian is totally into his van. He's totally into making it more comfortable. Loves to share with everybody all the upgrades he's done. We're gonna do a walkthrough here and share with you all the cool things he's done in his van. This is gonna be a long one. Sit down, grab some popcorn. You're gonna enjoy this. This thing is freaking amazing.
I wanted to show you my 2022 Revel. I think it's one of the most modded out Revels that I personally have seen. I've had this thing for a little over 36 months now. Wanted to kind of give you a outside first, head to toe, just kind of a quick overview of what all I've done and also the inside of it. So 2022 144 wheelbase Revel. Pop the hood here. As you can tell, I've got these shocks on the side to help the person kind of, if you're short, it helps kind of help you lift the engine bay hood up. Also, I've got twin engine or the twin air compressor there for onboard air. What else we got, Jeff?
Well, you might have, what do you got for a horn in here?
Oh yeah, I've got the upgraded, I'm not sure the name of the horn, but it's the upgrade horn for Sprinter vans. It's if you have a new Sprinter van, it sounds like a Studebaker when you lay on the horn when somebody cuts you off. So
doesn't sound like a Volkswagen Bug anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, what about, what do you got your hands on right there? Pull it down. What's this?
Oh, this is the Terra Wagon spoiler. I really do like this. I got this at Freedom Van Go in Jacksonville, Florida, as well as these fenders right here, these little fender flares. Got them on all four wheels. I was 50-50 on kind of one of them. I seen them on my vans. I like the look of them sometimes I wasn't so sure about it. But when I went up there to have some service work done, they had them in stock and they had the time to put them in. So I went ahead and just said, you know, put them in for me now. So we did that, and I really do like the way it makes the van look a little bit more, I don't know, I don't say military style, but it looks a bit more beefy with this new flare on there, I think.
Looks more of an off-road machine.
It does, it really does.
Let's talk about this this bumper and what you got behind it.
CA Tunes, this was one of the first mods I did. Very happy with it. This is the Owl Hammerhead, I believe it is. I wanted something.
Owl Hammerhead or CA Tune Hammerhead?
Well, CA Tune, I got it from Owl.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I wanted something sort of minimalistic, but not kind of in between a heavy duty bumper and a small bumper. This is kind of an in between for me. I like the look. It's not overbearing, but if I hit a deer or something like a post or something, it's not going to be a problem probably. 12,000 pound Warren winch, which I love.
Nice.
I have used my winch twice, and both times have been no problem at all. LP6s, amber. I love them. They were very bright. I really don't do a lot of off-roading at night time, so I really haven't had a chance to use these, but when I do, they are good to have.
Why LP6 versus LP9s?
Looks mainly. I didn't want something, you know, huge. I wanted to be to scale, so to speak. I'm real big on scale and proportion and making the van kind of look the way I want it to look.
Well, you and I are in the same camp on that one. I've got LP6s too.
Yeah, I mean, the 9s are great. They have more power and whatever, but the looks, this is enough for Brian at this point.
All right, what do we got down here?
Oh, I love those things. Every time I drive my van, those things are on. It's the Squadron, it's the Baja Designs fog light replacement. I just like the look of it. Even when they're off, it looks cool, it looks good. And when they're on, I like them so good, I turn them on during the broad daylight I have to hit the little button to turn them on, but they look great. Now at nighttime, they make a huge improvement. You can see kind of right in front of you a little better, and also to the side, and the ditches a little bit better too. And also the amber will cut through the fog better than, of course, the clear lights will.
Speaking of ditch,
Yep.
what do we got up here?
Ditch lights, Baja Designs. I had Adrenaline Vans do a complete workover on my van this past April 2024. They put in the ditch lights for me. You want to do a walk around outside? Sure. Okay, so they put in the ditch lights for me, which I really like. Right there, these diodynamic light pod it's mounted on the existing wind flaring up there.
How about these front lights? These things are massive.
The big ones?
So what's facing forward?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's the diodynamic light pod.
Okay.
I believe there's 6 or 7 up there. I think there's 7.
Yeah.
And also these up here is a little camp light. Just for at camp, you can kind of see what's going on.
Nice.
You know, right here by your van. And then let's go back over here. I've got some rear lights up top there. Those are just little Baja Designs S2s, yeah, little small ones. They put out pretty good light for as small as they are, they really do.
All right, well, we're back here.
Yep.
What is that on the top of your AC there?
Oh, that's one of the best things I have in my van.
Yeah.
It is a
Maisie, hey.
Wolf Pro rear view mirror. So it fits over top of my existing mirror. So the problem is these vans, with the Revel especially, you've got the bathroom, so you cannot see out very good at all, even if you don't have any window covers on the back windows here. So I really wanted to see what was going on. So I like covering my windows up at all times. It keeps it easier to keep private and keep getting the stealth mode quicker. And also, of course, it keeps the van cooler and hotter, whatever you need. But with that Wolf Pro, I can see everything going on behind me, and I can actually get the mirror of the rear view mirror and move it up and down. So if you have something like a bicycle or a motorbike right here, you can actually see it very easily right here.
All right, and then up to the right of that, what do you got up there?
That's a Wii Boost. I've had mixed feelings on that. I really haven't seen that. For me, I have not seen that much benefit. I use my Starlink and my cell phone for hotspots or internet use.
Nice.
Works out really good.
All right, let's come around here and show me what these boxes are you got.
Okay. These are the Owl medium boxes. I believe they're called, they have a classic, which does not have this ribbed part on here.
Amazing.
But they're really slick looking boxes. I love them. They've come out with a bunch of different kinds. The monster box, the mini monster. You can get a large Owl box. I like the looks of the 2-dimensional kind of modular look of the 2 medium boxes together.
Yeah, so why 2 boxes rather than just one big one?
Well, I already had these 2, and I was thought about getting a mini monster. I'm pretty seriously about getting the mini monster, but I'd have to sell these, get that put on. It just kind of the look has grown on me quite a bit, and you can use it for this right here. This could be a table, you know, for tools, getting your stuff together. Also, this one to some extent, and this one has just got basically my tread place in here, jumper cables, my air up system for my onboard air, and my electric surge protector in here. And then on the bottom one is basically just tools, hand tools, drill, 4-way lug wrench. You can take a look at that and see. My tool bag is Defiance Tools.
Nice.
Love that. I got more room. I'm in here reorganizing some things. We just got through with a big expo and had a great time this weekend at the Enhancements, Washington Expo show. And right now the van is a little bit disarray. I've been kind of trying to get everything cleaned back up and kind of getting it ready for the next one coming up in Tahoe this coming up weekend in California.
All right, so let's talk about what's up top here.
Oh, that's just my little 10-pound propane tank.
Nice.
Mini Sherpa is right here. Works pretty good. Just strap that bad boy on. It's not going anywhere, as you can tell. That was installed also. This was installed by Adrenaline Vans. That was installed by Adrenaline Vans. Honestly, I really didn't need this, but I was really at a loss for what I could use that space for. So they had one on stock. They put it on for me, and I love the way it looks. And I hope I get to use it at some point. It's one of those multi-purpose deals. It's got an axe in there. It's got a shovel. So I think it turned out great.
And it like flips up over the
top. You take the lock off, that lid comes down, and you take your tools out.
But how is it mounted? It's mounted clipped over the top? Because it's not just rib nuts, right?
No, it's screwed on there. See the screws right there? The screws for the bolts right through there.
Nice.
So it's not too bad of an install, I don't believe.
Nice. All right, so what do we have down here?
Agency 6, a small little walker that, as you can tell, is pretty attractive for the back end of the van. So what I keep in here is just very small items that I really don't want in the van. They don't need to be in the van. It's got, motor oil, a hose, an extra siphon hose here. I carry diesel 911 and the other one over there. Just, small things that you don't want spilled inside your van. I just kind of...
So things that can get dirty, it's not watertight.
Yes, they're not. Yes, exactly. They're not watertight at all, but it looks cool. It looks good on the van. And at the expo today, I actually had 3 people specifically came up to me and wanted me to open up that box to see how much room there was inside there, because they were interested in buying that for their van.
Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of what looks cool, I got this silver thing here. Your van came black?
No. No, mine was silver. I decided to paint this after watching a video John had done at Owl. I said, I'm gonna give this a go. It was a Saturday afternoon. I had nothing going on back home in Tennessee. I got my van in my garage, so I went and bought the spray paint, sandpaper, and I just really took my time trying to be careful about it. And I've done about probably 20 vans, give or take. Friends of mine at these shows and whatnot, at get-togethers, and I get a little bit better every time I do it. I figure out little things I can do to make it a little bit better, a little bit faster. But it's a really quick process, about an hour long. You just have to take your time taping it off, sand it, clean it, spray it, and then take the paper off, and you're good to go. It makes a tremendous difference. Just stand right here if you don't mind, and look that way, and look how good that looks with that new big old window.
Very cool. Can I talk you into doing mine?
Yes, we're gonna do yours very soon, probably in the morning, 7 a.m.
Nice.
Yeah. This is my AM window. This has been one of my better decisions. VanWorks in Fort Collins, Colorado did this for me. And I didn't have a problem with the old window. The Revels have just a small window here, and it does okay. They have had some problems with them falling out, but I didn't have a problem with that, but I just got tired of looking at the small window. I love how this looks all blacked out. It looks real stealth-like, but more importantly, when I'm in the driver's seat driving and I'm looking back this way to see about traffic, I can see out a lot better than I could before. So I've had this about 2 years now, and I really do like it.
Nice.
Makes the van look more complete, so to speak.
Nice.
And also they put in my Fiamma F80S manual awning.
Oh wow.
I went through 2 Carefree awnings and they just never did work, so I decided to go ahead and spend some money and get a new awning put on my van, and this worked every time. You just kind of crank it out and it's fine.
Not too much of a hassle cranking it up?
No, I can do it in about 1 minute.
Oh nice.
Yep, it's not a big deal at all.
Right, and how about these side steps here?
Side steps, Owl side steps. This came with a little bit narrower side plate here, step plate. I wasn't a fan of that. They since have come out with a wider side plate here, which I like this one a lot better. It's just more, when you get it out of the van, there's more contact surface area to get your foot on to safely get out of the van and not fall down. I do like those quite a bit though.
Now, how about down here? This black.
I had a vinyl wrap company in Montrose, Colorado. It's the same guys that Tim uses at Adrenaline Vans. I can't think of his name, but they did really good work on this. I was going to do some kind of a wrap or design or graphic or something on the side as well. I really couldn't find anything that I really, spoke to me in terms of color or design or anything, so we decided to forego that and just do this for now. And it's been on here for a year and there's not one blemish, really. I was kind of surprised on that. Not one blemish on here. So I like it. I think it helps kind of make the van a little different. You'll see, I am adamant about making this van different from everybody else's van that's got a Revel. I mean, everybody's got a little different flavor, a little bit of taste, different colors, whatever, but as you'll see inside and open the door, it's going to be a lot different than anybody else's Revel you've ever seen.
All right, not yet. Yep. We got more to see on the outside.
Yep.
Hold on just a second. All right, so coming around to the other side of the van, I guess let's start up top.
Yep, I got I have always struggled with the storage opportunities that the Revel has as on the roof rack. The roof rack is really kind of a minimal skeleton kind of a roof rack. It's basically up there to hold the solar panels that come with the Revel. I do not need solar. I've got some other batteries inside I'll tell you about in a minute. So I do not took me solar. I took them all off and gave them away. I do, however, want more storage up there, so I may in the future end up getting another rack, a bigger rack. But right now I've got the Loveland tray from Agile up there. It has served my purpose perfectly. It gives me about a 3 foot by 4 foot platform. It's got a raised edge about this high, so it kind of keeps things tucked in there. And all I've got up there is a couple of 4 or 5 straps and also a spider net on top to kind of hold everything down. And I've got tons of stuff up there.
Let's go take a look.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and your Starlink up here too?
Yeah.
What about this AC? All right, hold on, let me get down.
Yeah. There's stuff one-handed in it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I've got a Hoffman Rec Pro AC 9.5, I believe it is. Again, Freedom Van Gogh, had it done right. I went up there, my AC, I was in the Everglades camping out one weekend a while back, and my AC conked out. With the Coleman AC on the Revels, they have a closed loop system for the Freon, so you cannot replace it like you can a house Freon situation. So that means you have to get a whole new AC. So I drove all the way up to Jacksonville, Florida, because I knew they put those in. Being from Florida, they must know a lot about ACs. So they said, yeah, we have one in stock. So I went on home, I came back to my delivery date and install date, and they put it in. I do want to show you something really cool they did, and I really appreciate them doing this. So if you look up there, see the black trim around it?
Yeah.
So the way that worked out was, I had heard through the grapevine that the inside unit is smaller than the inside unit of a Coleman, the stock. So that means you're going to see an indentation on the ceiling when they take it down. So I didn't want to see that. So I asked them to make me a little plastic or acrylic or some kind of a piece that's easily cut to fit to hide that imperfection. So they did that, and I think it turned out really good up there. I'm very happy with this. It's a smaller profile, so it doesn't stick out as high, and it doesn't stick out very high up here either. It's a lot quieter than the Coleman. What do you have in your van?
Coleman.
Coleman, okay. Have you had any problems with yours?
Not yet.
Okay, all right. So, yeah, I can't think of anything else, to say about the AC, but it works flawless. I have no problems whatsoever with it. I don't know if it's any more efficient than the Coleman. I have no data to prove that, but I can tell you right now, it's lower profile and it's much quieter than the Coleman. However, they do have I think it's a 12.5 model or something bigger than this one. It does have a heating element as well, but it is a little longer. It's you can see right here, Jeff. If you get that bigger model, you're going to have to extend that rear bracket about 4 inches this way, the back, because the whole unit sticks out a little further back. So, but that's not a big deal. They can make a bracket to modify that and make that fit.
All right, let's come around the side.
Yep.
Recovery boards, I see you got up on the side.
Oh yeah, I had that done out of Dillon Vans as well, Montrose, Colorado. I got the idea from Jason at Canyon Venture Vans. He does all his vans this way. I love the look. Honestly, perfectly honest with you, I've never used those before.
Yeah.
I bought those the day I bought the van. I have never used my Max Tracks ever.
Who makes those mounting brackets?
Agile makes those. Yep, I love them.
Just a little inside scoop.
Yeah, and they are easily accessible. I've got 2 ladders. They're there if I need them, but so far I haven't had that need. But
so for you playing trivia games, the designer of those brackets are yours truly. I actually designed those.
No kidding.
Brackets because I couldn't find a mounting bracket for recovery boards when we got our van.
I didn't know that.
And so I designed them. I was selling them, a bunch of them, before I got hired by Agile, and now I gave the design to Agile, and they're selling them. So
we might as well talk about this bag I got. This
Nice.
is new. This actually is working out pretty well. So this is, I knew the name of that thing. These are the guys that dealership for that is STOD Gear Company. They are in Oregon, I believe. But check this out. So you got one lid, one handle here. You've got pockets here to put stuff in all through here. But check this out. So you just do that. And the idea is you can stuff it full like I've got here, or you can put like a 10-gallon garbage can down in there, open this up, and just get the bag out and take it and to put it in garbage. So it's much easier to keep it kind of out and filled out and everything. As well as this, they've got a little cutting board of sorts. You can just yank it out and use it for whatever you need to. If you need something like a cutting board, I think it's there basically to help keep it rigid. All that. There's that. You've got side pockets over here for doodads, dog waste, stuff you don't want in your van on both sides, and we got buckles here so you can make this pooch out a little bit bigger.
very cool. All right, so we got the Owl ladder, tire carrier, Owl side ladder.
Owl Talon wheels with crick deflate. I've had good luck with those. But the one thing that I'm really happy with in this van, again, I had this done at Agile back, when was this? April? I think it was in April. I think it may have been May, now that I'm thinking about it. I took a ride down to Agile to see the guys down there, and Nathan, we drove around the block, and he noticed that the van was making some weird noises to him, not to me, because the van always made the noises, so I didn't know any better. The rip kit I had put on about 2 years ago at Van Wild, at Adrenaline Vans in Montrose, Colorado, and have had no problems with that. But since then, Agile has modified, upgraded some of their shocks and some of their materials for the rip kit. So I upgraded from a 2-inch to a 2.5-inch rear shock, as you can tell right there. They also, I already had the upper
double shear,
but they added the rear as well.
the lower.
And also they did the Bilstein struts up front. They did the wind guard sensor up front.
Nice. Very cool. What has that done for your ride?
Oh gosh. Between doing all that and them convincing me to put in the new IO pedal control with high idle for my van, it has really made this van something I'm going to keep for a lot longer, because I was kind of teetering on selling it, putting in a rental fleet, whatever, and getting a newer van just to have something else to trick out or whatever. But I just kind of thought about it. I don't know how serious I was about it, but this kind of put me over the top in terms of me wanting to keep my van, because I kind of fell back in love with it, with the new shocks, the new accelerations it had, just the new features it offered. Now the high idle, which I've been using that high idle quite a bit.
So let's talk about that. IO pedal.
Mm-hmm.
So what does the IO pedal give you? Just that in itself.
The IO pedal that I was described to about was, it would be the high idle caught my eye.
But let's talk about just the throttle tuner first.
Oh, well, the different settings, you mean?
Yeah, what does it do?
Oh gosh, well, you have valet, you have theft mode, where you can put it in a theft mode where they can mash on, if somebody was to break in your van, somehow start it up, they can mash the accelerator all they want to, but it will not go anywhere. It's not going anywhere. So I keep mine in. When I left the dealership, Nathan had put it on extreme, because you have sport mode, which typically sport mode means, like a Ferrari, you're going to be hot dogging it. They have one even better than that called extreme, and he put on number 5 being the fastest.
Sounds
Holy
like Nathan.
crap, dude! I got on the interstate and mashed on it to get to traffic. I was about burning rubber. I mean, it was crazy. The thing was, I've never had my van go that responsive, in that situation. So after driving it for, a couple hours, I went on my app and dialed it back down to, I think I'm on number 2 right now of extreme.
Oh, wow.
So I dialed it back just a smidge, so I don't get a speed ticket or anything. And I like that setting. It's responsive enough. It gets me down the road, and I'm fine with that. So, but you can control the settings as you want to, based on your driving conditions.
How sensitive the throttle is going to be to your foot pedal, right?
Well, it depends on how what setting you have it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can adjust that to get rid of the throttle lag.
Exactly. No more at the stoplight, getting on it and waiting 5 seconds, and then it goes. And when it goes fast. None of that. It goes right when you get on it.
So more like a regular car.
More like it. Not exactly, but pretty darn close.
Yeah. Okay, so high idle, what does that do? Why is that important?
Well, for me, at these expos especially, if I run my batteries down, which I'll run my AC every night. If it's at least any kind of warm weather, I will run my AC at night at 69 degrees. I'll sleep like a baby in there, but it does run the batteries down. So after a night or two of doing that, especially when you're charging laptops, your iPads, your phones, running your Audi cooker, or any kind of cooking device that's made with electric, you run that battery down pretty quick. So I just simply crank up the engine, and you can either idle at at your normal idle speed, but Lance at Nomad Link Upfitters told me the higher the idle RPMs, the quicker the recovery of the batteries, the more juice is pumping to the battery, basically. So you can adjust it with just a very easy swap. You just type in what number you want. It goes 1400 RPMs, 1200, 1800, whatever, and you can put it on there for how long you want it to do it for. 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever. And after 2 hours goes by, it will go back to regular idle, at normal, by itself.
So you can be out boondocking,
Yep.
run your batteries down.
Yep.
You have no way to connect into shore power, which we are right now. We're
Yep.
at a nice
Yep.
little RV park here.
Yeah.
So we don't have access to shore power. We don't want to pack up the van and drive around the block 3 times.
No solar needed.
So we just run the motor, let it idle high.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've heard there's problems with idling your van and it clogging up things in the motor.
So what
and
they
everything.
told me was, and I've been told this by several Sprinter van technicians with Mercedes, they say if you do that, it's not as bad as these forums make it out to be. But you do need to drive it like you stole it when you get on the interstate. After you do it, when you drive it on the interstate and get on the accelerator and really punch it, that burns that turbo good, and that helps unclog, burn off any soot, any residue, any harmful things that's going on with your engine. At least that's what's been explained to me.
Yeah, and I think one of the big misconceptions there is when we talk about high idle is people are thinking, yeah, if you're going to idle the van for a long time, we hear that that's not a good thing for the motor.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not talking about idling it at 900 RPM or 800 RPM.
Or
at a
we're
slow
not,
idle.
and we're not doing it all night long like truckers do.
Right.
We're doing just for a couple hours.
We're doing a high idle,
Yeah.
maybe for, like in my case, I did it this morning for 20 minutes, and that was plenty enough to juice my batteries up to get me well through the rest of the day.
Yep.
So I think that's a big misconception that, yeah, you don't want to idle the van, but if you're on high idle, if you're at 1500 or 2000 RPM, the motor is performing exactly as it would be as you're driving down the highway. So.
Exactly. It
All
takes
right.
me about, I've got 5 batteries in there. If I was at 0%, it would take me, give or take, 2 hours to be back to 100% charge. That's why I don't have solar.
Yeah.
I just don't think I need it.
Yeah.
It's such a slow process, and you have to be in full sun
Yeah.
and all that. So,
All right, let's check out the inside of the van.
let's do it.
All right, so before we take a look inside, what the heck you got going on back here?
Yeah, so this is something I did been about 6 months ago. I decided to sell my Canyon Adventure Vans GLSS, and the reason being is being a solo traveler, I really don't need this space for sitting, eating dinner, hanging out. I was looking for more of a storage solution for this van. So I sold all that stuff, and I got a new Canyon Adventure Vans slide tray. This thing will hold approximately 400 pounds when it's fully deployed out. And then I've got a bar that plugs into my reese hitch and gives it another 400 pounds of support. So you could get up here and dance with a few people and have no problem at all.
Got a little back patio.
Kind of so. I did want to show you this. This is my brand new ice coat, APL 35. I've got this set up right now as a freezer at 3 degrees, and then I've got this set up as a refrigerator at probably about 45 degrees, something like that. But this is one of their newest models. I have not even put any food in it yet. I'm going to go tomorrow morning to the Safeway and stock it full of meats and vegetables, ice, sandwich meat, maybe some pre-made meals, frozen meals, stuff like that in my microwave. And so, yeah, I think this is going to be a good addition to being out on the road for, an extended time, 4, 5, 6 days at a time. But this just basically solved my storage problems. As you can tell, I brought too much stuff from Tennessee. I am always struggling to try to get some stuff out and minimize it as much as possible, but I'm still working on that.
Very cool.
Yeah, thank you. While we're back here, we might as well talk about these. These are brand new to me. I got these on recently. These are Van Made gear. This is their newest model. So these are insulated blinds for your rear windows. As you can tell, they are insulated, or they are magnetic. So a long time ago, I took all my plastic off my van and redid it. This is another company here from R&B Components out of California. They manufacture some real nice looking pockets for the rear doors. But this is what I want to show you right here. So if you wanted to see out the window, you just simply do this. And then there you go. It's got 3 little pockets right here for phones. You can put a book in there, glasses, chapstick, a little bit of doodads and everything. But I really like the way how clean everything is. So that's pretty much how I roll right there at all times, just like that. And I got both windows done, of course.
Nice. Now let's talk about what's holding your doors open right now.
Oh gosh, I almost forgot. So, Jason Virgil at Canyon Adventure Vans came up with this idea a while back. I was at the Owl open house back in March, April, something like that. And when I got there, Dave from Owl called my name out. This is literally what happened. He yelled my name from across, he's got a big voice, so he yelled my name. And I went over to see what he wanted. He said, I got something for you. So I looked at it. He said, come over and look at this, what Jason's doing. So Jason was giving a demonstration of his van and these new stop stays, I think I call them struts or shocks. It's not the right name, but that's what they're not. That's what I know them as. Basically, they are high-end. I think they're 60-pound struts, shocks, whatever you want to call them. And basically, what the whole thing is, to me, is a huge safety mechanism to keep the doors from coming in on you. So how many times have you been back here loading up your van, getting ready to go on a trip, or back here messing with your freezer or doing your gear, and the doors are open and it's windy and the wind picks up, you don't even know it, but it picks up and it pushes this door. These doors weigh a ton because of all this weight back here and everything. So when that door comes on you and you're right here, you can see what I got here. I got this kind of, not a sharp edge, but it's not, that wouldn't be fun to get sandwiched between the door and the frame here. So that would, if a big gust of wind came and hit me, that could, that would be potentially a pretty bad injury, yeah. I think, for the right person. So I looked at it as a huge selling point, as just a safety factor. So they, if you want to open the doors more, all you have to do is pull this little pin right here. You can't hardly see it. It's just a small pin. You pull it out, you take this off the ball, and the whole thing opens up just like normal.
I don't know. I mean, I've seen some people talking about doing that. I don't know why you would really need to do that.
Yeah. Let me show you. Let me demonstrate. So this is the tray fully deployed out. I'm 6 foot, 200 pounds. I can get back here, and I've got stuff. Keep in mind, I've got this stuff here. Most people don't have this going on. They have just a flat plastic piece right there. So they would even have even more room, but I can still get back here and get to my stuff on both sides and get to it. Everything I need right here. All this, everything. No problems whatsoever.
Nice.
So I don't think they have an argument on that. You will get a workout by pushing these. I've had small women, I tried it with them, try to close these, and they didn't have any problem whatsoever. They had to put their butt into it a little bit to get it going. But these do weigh a lot. There's a lot of resistance, but you've got to have that. Because if you don't have the resistance, then the wind is going to push the door closed on you. So it's defeating the purpose. So you've got to have that, a little bit of resistance on that. So I'll show you how it works.
Yeah, that's not much.
When you want to get in your van, you just come in here and do that.
Holy smokes, that is so cool.
You do Do that.
Wow, I'm surprised it does that on its own.
Yep. It is that simple.
That is nice.
Yep.
All right.
Let's go inside, Matt.
I am dying to see what you got inside.
Oh, one more thing. This is inside. Canyon Adventure Vans came out with this new water pump cover, basically, so it keeps this utility area much cleaner.
Oh wow!
Look at that. It
Sweet.
matches everything black on bamboo. I've got a little hose here to come out here to fill up with. So it's a nice little touch. I think it looks clean. Anyway, I thought I'd show it to you.
Very cool.
While we're back here. Oh, owl rear step.
Cool.
Yep. I like that step. It's sort of minimalistic a little bit, but it still looks good. And it's heavy duty. Let's go inside. Take a look at that.
Oh, wait a minute. The first thing that caught my eye, beyond the beautiful bamboo, what are you sitting in?
Schillman seats from Germany.
Not just Shieldman. What color are those seats?
These, I don't even know what color this is. I call it a chocolate color. But these seats have really changed the way I use the van in that, so typically I would come in here in the evening, I'd sit right there, and I'd be fine. I mean, I'd sit there or in the bed. Now I find myself wanting to rotate this chair and relax right here. So there are knobs back here that I can just recline this thing back a little bit more and just sit here and get on my iPad and just work. Just like this.
Nice.
I can eat, I can work on my iPad, I can edit video, talk on the phone, whatever, and be pretty comfortable. These vans are small, so I think you should have the best comfort that you can get to kind of accommodate yourself for all the small space you got to make it kind of worth having the small space to deal with and everything.
I love the color you chose. Those are absolutely gorgeous in here.
I love the seats. I could do a whole video on just the seats, which I will do a whole video on just the seats, but they really, they pop. They really pop. They made as much difference, this van, as these fancy Inhabit design works. Matt's.
That's what I was going to talk about
Yeah,
next.
yeah. So let's talk about that.
Look at this flooring system. Unbelievable. Look where my feet are. Absolutely gorgeous. I never understood what the hype was around these things until I saw them in person. I saw them in Jim Lincoln's van.
Yeah, take a look at the countertop. I mean, doesn't it look good?
It just takes. I felt like an apartment complex cheapo flooring system to now a luxury flooring system.
Come on inside.
We've got them in the shower, got them on the step. I saw them on your slide out tray. You've got them back in the garage.
Yep.
These things.
This color is called, the light color is tweed, and this is this deep color, this is darker gray, called deep gray.
Now, why do you have this one little square here?
Well, let me show you. So that's the beauty of this thing. They've come out with this. Jason Virgil at Canyon Adventure Vans came up with this idea. So that's basically what it's for.
Nice.
Nice little step mat. You get to camp, you pop that out. You're not tracking as much debris inside your van. When you get done with it, when you get ready to go, get out of the camp, you just do this. You shake it off. You stick it right back in here, just like that, and then you just kind of walk in there and keep on going.
Nice.
And I like the contrast in the two colors. It just kind of helps separate, and it helps customers see the different colors that are available for these vans.
Yeah, when we got ours, that was our biggest challenge, is trying to figure out exactly what color we got.
Yep.
All right, what do you got up here now? Up
That
top.
is my brand new. Let me just go up here. This is my brand new. I just put it in yesterday, and Jason helped me do it. Canyon Adventure Vans microwave cabinet kit. It comes just like you see it. So I wanted bamboo to match everything else, so I got that. I did lose, you know, a little bit better than half of my cabinet space, because this usually would be this big. But to me, it's worth, after having this van for a while, I really missed having the option to at least have a microwave to dethaw frozen foods, to make quick meals, to reheat meals like pizza, leftover barbecue, whatever.
With popcorn?
Popcorn. So by having this, I've still got my plugins right there for my Starlink, my microwave, all my electronics if I want to. And it's a little 700 watt. It's not a full-size house, but it looks really good. I heated up some ramen today in it for the first time. It took 4 minutes, which is a little bit longer than a typical, but it's only 700 watts, so you'd expect to have to cook it a little bit longer, which is no problem at all.
4 minutes is not
This should be stock in all Revels in the future, I think. This looks too good, too clean, and too organized not to have it in a Revel. And you can get this finish in, I think, 5 different flavors of color. They have different kinds of woods. They have stock finish. Pretty much whatever you want, they can get in this. This is a Canyon Adventure Vans bench seat. It's a lot firmer than the stock Revel cushion, which is a little bit smaller. It's a lot flimsier. I like the black. I think it ties everything in really nicely. And this is the Canyon Adventure Vans Solo. This is the new table for them. 1 cup holder, hence the name Solo. It's just really, you know, a nice little table to use to eat off of or do work out of or whatever. So you can see.
Sorry, these seats are just a distraction.
You want to sit in that seat?
No, I'm not going to sit in that seat.
Sit in that seat, please, sir. I'm going to get you that seat.
I know I'll be buying this.
He won't. This is a running joke. So Saturday, I met Jeff for the first time in a while, and I said, "Hey, I got something to show you." And he said, "What is it?" I said, "I got to show him my new seat." No, I don't want to see him. I don't want to see your new seat because he'll want to get a set for his van.
That's right.
So it's kind of funny. But
what's this curtain behind us?
oh, that's the original. Not the original, but that's the second design for the Showtime curtain, cab vans. I love this thing. It is one of my favorite mods because it works and there is absolutely no real flaws in it whatsoever. It comes together, magnetized like that, and when you, in the morning when you get ready to get up, you pull this back and it folds right through here, and they have little ties to tie it in. I've had the windows down. It does not blow around or nothing. It's heavy enough, and the straps hold it in to where it does not blow around a bit in the van. It stays exactly where it's supposed to, and there's absolutely no light that comes through this. When you have the lights on inside and dark outside, you don't want to be seen, so it does a great job of blacking out the van.
Speaking of blacking out, how about right behind you on your window? What do you got there?
Van-made gear. This is one I've had about a year now. I don't use. Honestly, I leave this up all the time. I don't know. I just don't never think about opening.
Oh shit! Look where I'm sitting.
You are in my seat.
I'm not getting up.
You got that.
Now, how do those attach? How do
They sticky tape and Velcro.
And that's
Right
stayed
there.
up there for a year, you said?
Yep.
Wow.
And I've had my van in. I just got back in it a couple days ago from it was in Portland for 30 days straight, and it's been 100 degrees. And so far, nothing has really come undone from the heat inside, which is surprising to me. But yeah, right there's the window.
Very cool. Right, and then I want to check out in your bed area. You've got something similar back there, but with even more features.
Exactly. Let's go.
You got a climb-in bed.
Let's go take a look at that. First, I want you to put that camera up here and show how quiet that thing is.
It's crazy.
So, this is the Van Made Gear nightstand. Is all of this right here is the nightstand. It's got pockets everywhere. They have got all these screws. They used to do it a little differently. It didn't really stay up there that well. To come out with this new version where you screw into it, and it works really good. That thing is not coming off unless you want to screw those screws. And this is called the bunk shade. This is just to access the window should you need to, and everything. So that works really good. And I can tell you from experience, these little toggles at nighttime when it's dark in, you can see those very well. So if it's pitch black dark, you need to open the window, you can easily find your toggles to get access to that.
They kind of glow in the dark?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they glow in the dark big time. Yep. It works really good. So I got that. I would not have a Revel without this, because if you think about it, at your home, every single home that I know of in a bedroom, you have 2 nightstands, or at least one. You have your phone, you have your light, you have your glass. If you're my age, you have glasses, your chapstick, maybe a book, your computer, all the doodads you need beside your bedside. This is that bedside. You have all these pockets for all your goodies and everything. So they also make one for the passenger side. I haven't got that yet, but I'm going to be probably pretty soon, I think. Goes right there.
What are these up here?
Yep, I just got those recently, about a month ago. Tourig makes those, and they zip up. That's how they're supposed to be done, like that. But I've got this. This is I've always battled where to keep my clothes at, and I wanted them hidden. So this is it. So I keep all my pants and shirts over here, underwear and socks.
We don't need to see that.
My Speedos are in here too, right here. I'll leave that covered though. We won't show America that. But these things actually are pretty good. I like these because they just took, I think it's 6 screws I drilled into the plastic right here, and they are pretty stout. They're in there good, I think. So the bed on this Revel is made to come up, as you know. These are also made to be folded up should you need to raise your bed for, say you want to haul a motorcycle in here or a bicycle or something big. All the clothes need to come out, and these basically fold up and snap, which is the snaps right there. And so they're out of the way for a little bit.
Very cool.
So there's that, and then I've got a whole bunch of bamboo work in here that's been done.
That does not look like the standard faucet.
No, that's a Lowe's Home Improvement Center builder's grade faucet. I love it. It works great. It's got that. It pivots all around.
I love it.
It works.
I love your little signs back here too.
Oh, I love that.
Get lost.
And I just put sticky tape, double-sided sticky tape on this and that and this, and they just stay. They don't move anywhere.
I think you've done it. You've got just about everything on this van.
It's Van Made Gear vent cover from a Max Air fan.
Keeps it quiet.
Yep, works really good.
So what's next, Brian? What are we thinking about?
I've been thinking about Agile's big brake kit, possibly.
So you can stop all this gear.
Possibly. I might be getting the Tanner rack for the top roof rack, potentially.
Nice.
There's something else.
I know what it is.
Tell me, remind me.
ARB, air
Oh, air lockers?
Locking differential.
I don't know.
Get you
I
out
don't know.
into the
Maybe.
wild.
I don't know. That's a lot of, I don't know. We'll see about that.
Well, you
keep-
are so comfortable. I mean, I think
keep spending the money, and I really enjoy all these mods. They really give me a lot of, happiness, or whatever you want to call it, of having a van that's a little different than everybody else's and continually getting better, in my opinion. It's almost like a game to try to make it look better and better and better. Even though it's a couple-year-old van, I think it competes with some of the newer vans in terms of looks and style and the color combinations I've chosen for the floors, the seats, the bamboo. I think it really pops.
I would say so with those beautiful seats you got.
You want to sit in it again?
No, I don't want to sit in it again. I'm getting out of this van.
So I noticed something. You don't have doors on your shower.
No, and that's a common comment that I get. People look at my van and say, "Where's your door at?" It was my first week of ownership in this van, and the latches on these things were kind of difficult to get open. For me, it's kind of a bifold kind of door. So when it is open, if the door is open, people cannot go to and from the living area to the garage because the door's in the way. So the door always has to be closed if you want to get access through here. So I don't know. It was just added more weight to the van. I got tired of fighting with the door, so I just took it off.
Nice.
So I put this 36-inch tension rod up here. It's been fine up here. I've got a curtain, and it has worked no problem at all. I did add some Velcro right here just to keep it, kind of keep it closed during when I take a shower, so water doesn't get on my floor too much. And it's been fine. I love my shower and I love this toilet. Some people, this is actually a huge. If there was one thing to compare this van with any other van, storytellers, conversions, whatever, having this inside is, to me, and everybody's different, but for me, a necessary thing. I like to take a shower before I go to bed, from especially being outside, being sweaty and everything. And it's just nice having your own place. It's like your own little hotel.
Yep.
So, and the hot water is great. The temperature, if I had to say something detrimental about it, it's a little bit difficult to get the right balance. Sometimes it's too cold, sometimes too hot. And if you get it just right, sometimes it doesn't stay just right forever while you're in the shower. So you're kind of having to change the settings just a smidget. But listen, you're only in the shower for a few minutes. You're taking kind of a military bath, turn the water off while you soap up and stuff like that. So
minor problems. We are camping after all.
we are camping. This is not the Four Seasons, and you do have a shower in your van, which most people don't. Literally, most people do not. So be thankful for that.
I love ours.
I will not. I don't think I'll ever buy a van without a shower and a full-on commode, which I love.
Yeah. Let's talk about this panel. This panel looks a little different.
Yes. So this is the upgraded panel. It comes standard when you get a total of 5 batteries. I already had 2 lithium batteries, a total of 230 amps when I bought the Revel. I added 3 more batteries for a total of, I think, around 630 amps of power for this van. I can run my AC wide open, give or take, depends on temperature and all that, but give or take between 9 hours and 14 hours.
Oh my gosh.
My best guess.
Wow.
From my experience being in Tennessee, stuff like that. So I love that. So this is just the upgraded panel. It's much cleaner than the stock. Here's your house power. So if you want to turn everything off, the 12 volt, the 110, the whole 9 yards, you click that button right there. If you want to turn your inverter off, which is 3,000 watts, the original one's 2,000, so I upgraded that. I can actually run my AC and make coffee at the same time. So with the stock Revel, you can't do that. I couldn't do it before I had the Roam Rig upgrade.
So you said Rome Rig did this?
Rome Rig in Connecticut.
Wow.
That's where they're made out of. They did great work up there. That's where I took mine to get mine put in. There's some other dealers across the country that can install Rome Rig for you if you want that done. Here's the light switches here. You just go through here and do that. No big deal. So this is the bed, up and down. Very easy.
So this is different than stock, than that silly key thing.
Exactly. No more key. You don't have to. Key. The key was a joke. It's the key you had to, in case you don't know, you have to turn the key on and then hit the little button to make the switch, make the bed go up and down. It was just not real efficient. Basically, this is all you need right here. So you got your power reading right here. It tells you how much power you got. I'm plugged into shore power right now, so I'm 100%. And then here's your thermostat for your heating and cooling on your water. Works really good. Here's your water tank levels and everything. It works no problem. It's pretty self-explanatory. And the inverter is right there below the bench seat. They moved it to the front here, which is really a good idea, because that way they've got room to put that big of a device in there.
So you mentioned Rome Rig. I know you got something else, Rome Rig, that's sitting under your passenger seat.
That beat box.
Tell me about that.
I don't know a whole lot about it. All I know is loud as hell. It will thump you when you're sitting in the passenger seat, and I turn that bass up, you'll be coming off that seat. It thumps hard. I got that whenever I got the Rome Rig put in, because they were already having the van tore apart. They said, hey, we can do this for you. I didn't even think about doing the beat box until I got there, and Aaron said, you know, we can put this in for you. I said, okay. First he let me sit in his van, and he turned it up, and he turned some tunes on, and that's all it took.
That's all you need.
That's all. After I heard how clear it was, you know, I don't run around town with it blaring wide open or anything, but I do like a crystal clear radio. But even more importantly, I like crystal clear phone calls, and that's the same speakers that your phone is hooked to during the Bluetooth. So I really wanted that feature more than anything.
Yeah, so I have the beatbox as well,
Yeah.
and it is incredible, and it's kind of interesting because I've always been into music. Before I became a career banker and before I got into the whole van life thing,
Yeah.
I was installing car stereo, so I was kind of an audiophile.
Yeah.
And yeah, the beatbox uses ARC audio components, which are total high-end, 10-inch subwoofer, replacement tweeters, replacement drivers in the doors.
Yep.
And what I appreciate most about mine, which I wasn't even expecting, was I listen to a lot of podcasts and I do a lot of audiobooks, and just, man, you can just hear the clarity so much better. So it's not about, you know, booming the bass, which you can if you want.
Yeah,
if that special song comes on, you can really get down. But
Like in the 80s music.
yeah, but just everyday listening, it just takes this little I don't know, VW radio that comes with this van and turns it into an audiophile type system, which is what we should enjoy in a van like this. We're on the road for, you know,
hours and
sometimes
hours and hours.
8 or 10 hours in a stretch, and you know, for me to turn on, you know, my favorite Dave Matthews music, turn on some, you know, just podcast or audiobooks and just enjoy that sound, it makes a huge difference. It
helps keep you awake. If you're kind of sleepy, you can turn it up a little bit and get into a good rhythm, you know, and
get that butt vibrating.
Start tapping your fingers and get with it, you know, and keep you awake a little bit longer. So, yeah, I do enjoy it. It was a good investment. The bass is under the passenger seat, and there's a volume control for the bass right below the cup holders there on the center console. And they, of course, replaced the speakers in the dashboard and the
doors.
The doors and everything. So it's a very clean install. It really is.
Yeah, you don't notice that it's there at all.
Exactly. It really is. You know, it's a good mod to put in the van.
All right, good stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for taking the time. This was really, really cool. I learned a lot. I'm just kind of racing through my mind thinking what I like best. One of the things I'm most excited about is that black rail.
Yeah, we're going to do that tomorrow morning. If you get up early, we'll do that in the morning, okay?
All right, that'll be my incentive to not sleep in too late tomorrow. So
You slept in twice the last 2
I
mornings.
know I've been a slacker.
From what you told me.
I've been working hard, driving a lot. Yeah, it's been good. It's been a good couple weeks.
Yeah.
So, well, this is super cool.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank
we
you
love
so
your
much.
passion about your van, and
Thank you.
I can't wait to see what's next. I think it's at Ear Lockers. What
It
you
might
said.
be a little bit. It might be a few days. Yeah.
Something tells me.
We'll see what John says at Agile.
Something tells me it's not going to be a few days. It'll be something right around the corner, I'm sure. I'll see you next weekend down in Palisades, Lake Tahoe. That's going to be fun.
Yep.
I know there's going to be some of our storyteller friends out there that will be.
Yep. It's going to be a lot bigger than the one I think we just came from. I believe about twice as big.
Yeah, it should be a good time.
Yep.
So we'll be out there, and I personally will be hanging out with our friends at Sierra Adventure Vehicles. They're always good people to hang out with. Do a great job on vans up in Truckee. So until then, we'll see you.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
All right. Thanks,
Thank you.
Brian.